How's school going, Jason?
Coming along.
How much more do you got?
A week and a half or 2 weeks. I'll be September 1st, I think. Well, the day after Labor Day, I'll be ready to test. I was just getting ready to send you a text saying, did I miss something? That we had an 8 o'clock call.
Yeah, it's 7:58.
Yeah, I know.
Usually I'm a little earlier, but I was going to work from home and then decided to come into work because I got a meeting with David today, so it just makes sense to be here. I have to make that decision because I've got a full office set up at my house, same as here. And I get here this morning, the AC in my office is out. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should have stayed home.
How's your mom and Stone?
Good. Stone's doing all right.
Did your mom break her arm or what was?
No, it wasn't my mom. It was Stone's mom's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her mom, not mine.
That's good. At first, I read it as for some reason I was thinking Stone was Moose, and I was like, that's so funny that everybody is concerned about how the dog is doing rather than who the driver was. But then I realized it was Stone, and I was like, oh wow, that sucks. Your son was hurt.
Yeah, no, he's doing okay. He's a little sore. Very, very clingy today.
Was it their fault, or whose fault was it?
It was definitely the other person's fault. I ran a red light.
Oh, geez. So, just yesterday was the one that was canceled, or all of them are canceled now for that time?
No, it was yesterday. I put it back on. I put the comment back in the group chat.
Oh, I was in class, so I didn't get to do it.
It's okay. Yeah, we just covered the purchase contract a little bit better.
Morning, Teresa.
Good morning, Zach.
How are you fine gentlemen this morning?
It is Zizak and not Zizak, right?
It's Zizak, really, but everybody says Zizak.
Zizak. I mean, that makes it sound French instead of Russian.
It's not Russian, but it is Slavic. It's Croatian.
Croatian? Close enough. That's like the California of Russian.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband, he can understand. We had a lady we actually helped years ago. It was a sad story, but we helped her. She had been brought over here as a mail order bride from Russia, her and her little girl. And
oh, wow.
The guy was abusing her, so we helped her get back to Russia to her family. So
actually, I had a lady friend of mine, ex-girlfriend, if you will,
mm-hmm.
that was from Latvia that had her sister in that same situation. And it got scary, like scary.
It was weird, and we turned him in to the FBI and stuff, but I don't know whatever happened. But it was and it was one of those things. He was posing as the guy that went over there was posing as a minister that was going to help them and all this stuff. And he brought them over here and sold them. It was really sad. So, but we were able to help her, and she stayed with us for a while, and it was nice. She was a very sweet lady, young lady.
Awesome that you guys were like willing and able to do something for her, because that's, if you look at the global scope of it, not that many people are willing to help.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of things like that, so
Good.
I think that's what we're all here for.
Good morning, Miss Mara.
Hi there.
Good morning, Miss Robin.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Renee. You look so excited today. Rough week?
I hurt my back, so I'm like struggling to move in the mornings.
You have a heat pad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ice.
Those are heat pads and ice. I love icy hot when I sleep. When I hurt myself, I like wake up.
Yeah. I don't know. I have some different brand of that type of stuff, so.
Yeah. Good morning, Teresita.
Morning.
Good morning, Miss Melissa.
Good morning.
How is all? All is good.
Yeah, it's good. We need help.
What do you need help with? Let's start off. Good morning, everyone. Let's get your energy going. This is how you know, people say, I want your energy in the morning. Guess what? You choose it.
I have a case for you guys. Help me out.
Ooh, we're on the case. Let's do it.
The
I like
case,
that case.
the case is, I sold a house roughly a year ago. So she wants to sell again because she needs a bigger house. And I guess we have to sell her house contingent for her to buy another house. How did that
Nobody's
look
gonna
like?
go for that in this market.
Yeah, but I saw how somebody with Keller Williams sold a house this weekend. Contingency, the seller gets a house, but they have multiple offers. So I'm like, I feel positive on my client because I was after the other house
Get
too.
hers on the market, unless it's on the market, and yeah, people will be not very likely to take that right now.
I'm telling you, somebody, I can tell you the address and all that. Somebody last weekend from Keller Williams put a house on the market contingency to the seller buying another house, and they had multiple offers. So I think I have a chance, but I don't know how that process works. Like, that's a lot of stuff moving. How do I, okay, we're gonna do this, and then we're,
Where's the seller's house at and what price range?
price range is 178, 180. It's on the south side.
Mm.
Mhm.
Step one. Listing contract signed.
Yeah, that's arranged.
Page where the additional terms, sell the house contingent upon sell the house contingent upon selling, or the seller finding a new property to purchase. So there's a clause that makes your seller feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2, get it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2.2, same time, start looking for other houses. Step 2.5, submit offer on another house, including a buyer contingency showing that the house is under market. Step 3, get a purchase contract for the sale of your property, have a purchase contract for the new seller's new home. Step 4, close both simultaneously. Step 5, rejoice. There is a lot that happens right in the middle, but the first thing that has to happen for you to have a leg to steg on, my brain is fried, is to get the first house listed.
Okay, that's happening.
Nobody is going to even entertain a buyer contingency with a house that is not on the market.
Gotcha. Question, she don't want me to take pictures of the house? She want me to use the prior listing? No, right? Okay.
Those photos are owned by the previous listing agent,
Okay.
and they cannot be reused
All right.
because
If she
that
ha-
does not accurately depict the home as it is now.
And if she has kids, we need to arrange time for showings, right?
Right. You can set all that up. You can say showings can only happen between 3 and 5 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Mm,
I guarantee you will have a line of people waiting to show the house at those time frames.
all right.
Our number one job is to protect the integrity of our clients' household. If they've got kids, schools, disabled parents that live in the house, you can dictate exactly when showings happen.
Mm-hmm.
Get it live, get it listed Thursday. Tell them, hey guys, we're gonna have showings Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're gonna accept offers on Monday, and Tuesday we'll make a decision.
Put that on a listing.
Yeah. And then tell them I need a 4-hour window every day that we can show the house. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no showings after 6 p.m. on Monday. All offers to be reviewed and accepted response by Wednesday at 11. If you want to give them an extra day to think about everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Especially in that price point.
Yeah.
As long as she's realistic and she's not going with that graduated price that you and I were talking about before.
No, she's realistic. I send her. Yeah, we talk about it, but I send her I put it in place.
Right.
There's no way your house is gonna be valued 60% more than what you bought last year. Like, no.
And that's what we tell people. Like, I don't care how hot the market is. There's no such thing as a 60% improvement without any capital investment. Like,
Especially on the south side. Yeah.
I've got a lesson learned I'd like to share.
Yay.
Share it up.
Not a yay, but it's a hard lesson learned. But I think I've mentioned this one couple that had money, and just was selling their home and wanted me to help them buy another one. However, when I first met them, I thought they were pre-approved. They were not. Gave them several different lenders to choose from. They chose Keller Mortgage. They was a huge pain in his side from day one too. So he thanked me for that. But he called me last night. It was like 10:30 his time because he's in Ohio. He was a little upset because, number one, they called him all weekend and drove him insane. And they now have a house under contract without me. So he was like, I don't know what's happening. He said what they did, I guess, was they bought a house because I told them, they understood they got to go through Keller Mortgage because of the affiliation, even though they wouldn't sign the affiliation disclosure. So they went and found a house listed by a Keller Williams agent so they could continue to keep the loan without having a buyer agent. So, but I tried to get them, I bent over backwards for these people for 2 months doing research and homes and a lot of wasted time. And I should have just walked away and not had any communication with them when they just continued to refuse to sign anything. But that's my lesson learned. Won't do it again. So.
Tell them that they are technically unrepresented in that transaction. Yes, the other agent represents them, but they have to stand at an arm's length and has to be completely neutral. So.
Yeah, I didn't know the agent that is selling the house, but I just, I'm not even going to contact him or them. It was just lesson learned. Without a buyer's broker, you don't have a client. So
you really don't. That sucks, and I hate people like that because I think maybe one thing we need to tell them is that they don't have to pay for your services. That might be, because even if you said it once, you would tell them again and again and again, just to sit in the head, because that could be a resistance to using a buyer's agent. They feel like they have to pay for it.
I think so. And I kept telling them they would not be, paying me. But then when they read it, it says it's negotiable 3%. And they keep thinking in their mind, well, we're going to have to pay her 3%, even though I'm telling that you
Right
usually.
underneath that, it says if the seller's commission, you are granting that the seller can pay the commission on your behalf.
Yeah.
And I like to tell people in that situation, it's like, listen, if we get into a house and it's not 3%, I'm not going to hold you to the fire. I'm here to help you find a house. My services to you are paid for by the seller. Because I'm making sure that you're represented. They are paying me for my efforts to help sell their house.
I went through it all. The only thing that I was talking to Craig about was that he would contact me if he was trying to finish up their approval process. He'd say, I can't get them to respond. I've been trying for a week. Can you reach out? So I would do that. Hey, Craig contacted me, not sure what's going on. Can you all please, give him a call or blah, blah, blah. So I'm, kind of like the one pushing them to act, and they're procrastinators. So I think maybe I irritated them. I don't know. I was doing it as nicely as possible, but you have some people that just, they don't want to be told what to do, even in a situation like this. So, but lesson learned, don't waste a lot of my time on people who just don't want to cooperate or sign the buyer broker. I mean, I know a lot of agents don't get it, but if you don't get it, you don't have a client. You don't have a leg to stand on.
We learn when we get burned, for sure. We don't want to feel that pain again, but don't take it against your soul.
No.
I envision just a grumpy, short, fat old man and his wife, and their progeny and stuff like that. My brain goes with that. So, little cartoon.
Well, my lender put it this way: he had never talked to a couple who were completely emotionless. He said, I think, maybe they're androids or something. He said, there's no emotion in their voice. I said, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Totally emotionless. And anyway.
Write it off as a good learning experience. We either win or learn and move on.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Any other struggles, stripes you need to negotiate with or navigate on this amazing Purple Shirt Tuesday that I see so much participation in? Yeah.
I forgot. I do have a listing appointment Friday, so it'll be my very first listing appointment.
Are you
And
prepared for it?
Tess is going to come and help me. And yeah, I'm doing some research and going to have a listing agreement all ready and already got plenty of documents, and it's a fixed mobile home. Found that out. So before I go, and it's going to be nice to help him. He's a disabled vet and seems like a really nice guy. So
Go get to it when you walk in. Say, Mr. Seller, thank you so much for the opportunity to earn your business. Or thank you so much for the opportunity to work for you in selling your property. Do you want to get the paperwork knocked out before we see the house?
yeah. Oh, he's anxious. I mean, he's already just bring it down and let's sign it and let's go. I mean, he's
Don't even walk the house yet. Sit down with them, get the paperwork signed out, and then walk the house.
yeah.
I know how military is. They like to get things out of the way.
Yeah.
No fluffy bunnies. Just get it done.
Yeah. Well, I thanked him for his service, and that just really hit home with him, and I meant it definitely. And he was like, okay. He said, yeah. And then he asked if he could call me Terry. I'm like, you can call me anything you want to, even though I don't like that nickname. But anyway, so it's exciting.
I don't even see how you get Terry out of Teresa, but
My brother-in-law used to do the same thing, even though I don't like it.
I would call Teresita Tara.
Yeah, maybe Tara or something. Yeah.
In Mexico, they do it Teresita or Teresa as Terry.
Terry.
Yeah.
It's
Weird.
T-R-E, Terry.
Yeah. Tara.
All right. Jason, you have something? You just mouthing. Just mouthing. That's okay.
Trying to
We're
say
gonna-
it and roll my heart. All I was doing.
It is important that you guys continue to grow and build your business every day. So I want you to have the skill sets to do so. When was the last time you looked over the listing contracts? Raise your hand if it's been within the week. All right. Raise your hand if it's going to be within the week. Okay. Be comfortable in what that is. And I think the action of doing something you're not quite comfortable with is what the resistance come from. And your clients will feel that. They'll feel that resistance. They'll feel that hesitancy. They'll feel that friction. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable with it and you can exude that comfort to the client. The terms "don't worry" don't mean very much when you're like, "Don't worry," versus the staunch "don't worry. We have this covered." If you have not been through it a million times, guess what? Collective knowledge. On this screen right now, there's a ton of collective knowledge. There's experience, there's training, there's scripting, there's school, there's life. All the knowledge that it is needed to become great in this business is around you. Tap into it. Ask questions. If you don't know how to do something, you don't know the process, like Teresita asked for, I loved it. What do I do, guys? Got a case for you. How do we figure this out? And not a single person in this company have I ever seen go, "What's in it for me?" before they answer a question. It's always, how can I help? What do you need? 15 minutes of my time can be worth millions. Well to give, right? Every one of us, well to give. It's our culture. So I love every one of you for doing that and giving into it. So who's interested in growing their downline? Okay, well, keep an eye out. David's going to be teaching a class on that soon coming up. We talked about it yesterday, so that's going to be really cool. There's going to be some, it's not recruiting, but it's finding agents. And if you're interested in building some of that passive income and having a downline, that's something you might want to look into just to understand. And I want you to 100% get it out of your mind. It is not recruiting. What it is selecting people you think would be a good fit that you would like to see on this screen, that you would like to see in the class with you, like to see next to you in team meeting. God, I miss that. I miss sitting in team meeting. It was fun. But I digress. So that's going to be coming up soon. Today, what do you want to focus on? We got 10 minutes and I just want to do a couple things with you. We kind of had a conversation about the buyer broker agreement. Who else is afraid of that document? So everyone is kind of apprehensive to it, Mara? Or do you feel comfortable?
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously some people have a problem with it, like Teresa just said. But I guess we have to explain it to them so they're not afraid, trying to put the positive spin on it, that I'm committing to working with you and you're committing to working with me, kind of thing.
And Mara, at any point you don't feel like I'm servicing your needs to the highest and best of my abilities, would you at least have a conversation with me? And if we decide that I'm not a fit for you, fire me.
Well, I used the buying presentation, they gave us at Bold a couple of years ago, where it's 100% of my people choose to do a buyer broker, but there's also the if you're not happy, I say I want happy humans and I'll let you out, no problem. So
Right.
Something to that extent.
You tell them, I'm going to be dedicating a full-time job into helping you find your house. I would only hope that you would dedicate to work with me solely. A lot of buyers out there don't know that my services don't come at a cost to them when the seller's paying the commission. And you can tell them, I have yet to charge a buyer a commission that the seller didn't pay, and I don't plan on starting today. It's reaffirming that, because you can say it, well, I don't cost you anything. And then they read it, they're like, well, this says otherwise. Well, you're absolutely right. In the event that the seller's not paying a commission, you would be obligated to pay me that 3%. In my career, I have yet to ever encounter that situation, and I don't plan on starting right now. When would that come into event?
For sale by
Yeah, as well.
Guess what you get for a FSBO?
Most of them are still ready to pay the 3% to buyer's agent.
Yes, ma'am.
Just want you to bring them a buyer.
What document do you want to procure with the seller of that FSBO prior to submitting an offer? Do you know this?
I know it. I just can't remember the name, but I know there's.
Unrepresented seller commission agreement.
Say the one paid on.
Yeah, you want to make sure 100% you have that document in place prior to submitting anything to that person. The unrepresented seller compensation agreement. For those of you who have not seen it, here it is. You guys see it? This
Yeah.
agreement entered into here between the seller and blank blank the broker. What would that say? Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. This agreement commences on today and will expire on next year whenever the seller of the owned property commonly known as this address warrants that the seller has legal capacity, full power, and authority to enter in this agreement, consummate the transaction, blah, 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 blah. The seller is offering the property for sale without the assistance of any real estate broker. Our broker represents this client's name, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. If the seller enters into contract to sell, exchange, option, or lease the property buyer during the term of this agreement or within 30 calendar days, whatever you want to put there, after termination of this agreement, seller agrees to pay the broker compensation in the amount equal to whatever you agree upon. Broker's compensation shall be paid at the time of and as condition of closing, just like it says in our purchase contract. Buyer agency, this agreement is a compensation agreement only. Seller acknowledges that the buyer is acting solely as a buyer's agent, not broker for not representing the seller in regard to the property. This lets them know that you are not representing them at all. I am not here to look after your interests. I am just letting you know that I am a wolf and I am protecting my sheep. You are a sheep. You have no wolf to protect you. Good luck. Pretty simple form, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to get next time you deal with a FSBO?
Compensated.
Unrepresented seller compensation agreement. This person will pay this much to me. I'm not representing them. Any issues, go to the lawyers. Mediation shall be split between seller and the broker. And this is the acceptance. Seller's name, our company. So.
Is there any you can with the FSBO convince them to do a dual agency with you?
If you want
Or
to.
is that yeah. Okay.
Jason, I can appreciate you want to sell the house on your own to net as much money as possible. Do you have all the forms and information that you need to get that handled? Have you ever done this before?
No.
What would it look like if you had somebody helping you? How would you feel if you had the support and somebody to help you navigate this process as well?
Good.
Okay. What would that mean to you?
Huh?
What would that mean to you?
Make sure that I got this taken care of.
I'm willing to do that for you as well as represent my buyer. It would just cost an additional percent or 1.5%, whatever you want to say.
I was wondering if that would be when you show them this form, and if it scares them half to death, and you're like, wait a minute, if they're not familiar with other forms, it might be a way, like Jason said, to be able to help them with a small percentage.
In that situation, you want to get what done?
Get the closing done.
Sign a listing agreement
Oh,
before submitting a purchase offer.
yeah.
And you must have what form included in that?
The dual agency showing.
Awesome. Consent to limited agency. But yeah, you can definitely ask for that. You can definitely give them the opportunity. It's like, hey, Mara, I appreciate you want to sell the house on your own and net as much money as possible. That's a great idea. You've already said that you're willing to compensate the seller, the buyer's agents, the 3% we've already discussed, and I have that form ready for you to sign. Let me ask you, what would it look like if you had some help navigating the legal side of your sell? I'm not interested. Okay.
Yeah, it might cost me more, right?
Well, yeah, it might actually cost you a lot if you do it wrong.
But if you do it, it's going to definitely cost me more, right?
Well, what would you pay to have that done for you?
Won't title just cover all that for me?
Unfortunately, title's only responsible for making sure the title work's done.
Well, I think they did it before.
Well, they did it in a limited scope. You're not represented by a fiduciary. You're only represented by a functionary, someone who's doing the documents for you, and that was it. Did you understand the whole process? You make sure that you got everything you needed out of it?
You're going to come to me with the contract and all the right paperwork, right?
I will take care of everything for you.
For the buyer. I don't have to pay you a commission.
No, for the buyer, you're paying the commission on me bringing the buyer to you, and I will represent the buyer in full, making sure that they have everything covered there. The problem there is that you don't have representation, and if there's a pitfall, I can't answer any questions for you. As you can see here, it shows that I'm buyer agency only. I only represent the buyer. I cannot answer any questions for you.
Okay. I can probably Google the right forms, right?
Unfortunately, no. The Arizona forms that I use are realtor only forms.
I'm sure I'll manage somehow.
Okay. That's absolutely your decision. I just want to make sure that I gave you the option that you could have that, and we could agree to the agency there. It would only be about a 1% difference in your total compensation, and it would make sure that you have coverage as well.
You're going to charge me 1%?
Only. So,
I'm paying 4%?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They call it second money. Anyone ever heard that term, second money? All right. Who's bought a new car in the last 5-10 years? When you bought the car, did the salesperson do your financing paperwork? Why do you think that is?
Because they're
Not
not
their area.
allowed. They don't have the knowledge.
They are absolutely allowed. There is
Oh.
no licensing in place to make somebody have to fill out paperwork for a finance deal on a car.
But they're not the bank.
But
Yeah.
it's outside their expertise.
There is no law in car sales that makes you do that either. What it is, it's psychological. It separates you from the initial yes. I said yes to $500 a month on this car, whatever have you. I said yes, bam. And it puts another face in front of you that's going to ask for more money. Did they not ask you to buy warranties and protections and all kinds of stuff? And didn't your payment go up? Had you have been working with just the same salesperson, that salesperson would have to reclose the deal every time. So I already told you my max is 500. Why would I do the 650? Why would I know? I already told you. When you get into the second office, second money is easier to get because you've already agreed to the small bump, $500. Now I just need to add another 50 or 100. But you and I haven't had the conversation about, I'm the finance guy, that you can only spend what, 650 or 500. You and I haven't had that conversation. Therefore, you are not going against yourself. When you say 500 is my max and you go against that, you feel bad and you lose credibility with yourself. And typically you'll actually blow yourself out of the car deal and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. You'll go down the street and buy the exact same car for the exact same deal and pay 550. Just because you told that salesperson, no, I'm not paying more than 500. That's why they bring in either a second closer on the deal, a manager or a closer, come in and say, hey, you're at 550. And then you're like, okay, I'll do the deal because you told the first salesperson no. No one knows this consciously. This is exactly what works subconsciously, that you've already said no to the first person. The second person you can say yes to because you don't have that, agreement in place. And especially if you remove the situation and put them in a separate office with a completely different person in a completely different environment, they make you feel like you're the authority. I did both, the salesperson, the closer, and the finance closer. Because in finance, if you don't get a yes, guess what? There's another finance guy that's going to come in and get that yes. It's called second money. Second money is easy to get. When you get them to make the first initial yes, the 3%, just ask for the second part. It's very difficult to be able to bring in a second person at that point. But if you need to, say, partner with another agent and then charge 2%. 1% for you and 1% for them, whatever. I don't know.
The whole, do you want fries with that?
Exactly. Do you want fries with that? An apple Coke? Do you want to supersize it? If I wanted to supersize, I would have ordered a supersized Big Mac meal and fries if I wanted to, but no one ever orders it up front. They're like, I'm just going to get the regular Coke. I'm fine. Do you want to supersize that for 25 cents? Yep. Damn it. So when you're in that situation, you've already got the sale. You've already got the buyer side. Yeah, they're good on signing this. You can say, sign it, good. Okay, great. You want me to represent you too? You can ask. And just nullifies this form.
What's the reasoning behind why did you only go 1% rather than a regular listing agreement?
You can do whatever you want. If you feel strong, you feel like you can get that other 3%, get it, buddy.
Oh.
I'm just telling you, typically, just to get the extra, just to do paperwork, 1.5% is what I usually see agents do. But it's just giving you like the approval to go ask for more. I've seen FSBOs get 6% on the close side.
You know, if you're already bringing them a buyer and you're just asking for that, you don't have to do marketing, pictures. You've already got a buyer. So there's a lot of costs that you don't have. So, and time and energy. And
all you got to do is put it in the MLS, put it active contingent, do the contract documents, make sure you help them negotiate and stay neutral.
that brings up a question. So if you put in MLS, are you allowed to put it in the first time it hits MLS? Are you able to put it in active contingent?
Absolutely.
Not active. Okay.
You could put it in, go in, change the status to active contingent.
Okay.
Go look at the hot sheet right now. How many houses are in active contingent?
Quite a few.
Let's close this. I already got your email. So we're going to go to hot sheet, run 24-hour hot sheet. So one's already pending, one's active contingent. Two's active, three's active.
114.
Four's active, 5 active, 6 active. 6 are in contract, active contingent today. Like new listings. And that's between 620,000 and 95,000. And there's only 49 on the hot sheet. Holy crap, that's the lowest I've ever seen. That's crazy. Man, that's crazy.
I feel like Tuesdays and Wednesdays have been low on the hot sheet, and then Thursday it like skyrockets.
Because they're doing that Saturday thing. They're doing
they want a bidding war over the weekend.
Right. Guess
We
what?
do offers at 5 on Monday. I can't tell you how many listings I've seen say that.
And that's when you need to have a net sheet for your sellers to go over. Offer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What kind of loan type, offer price, like literally all the boxes in the purchase contract you need to track, and then you can show the net at the bottom and show them this is what the offers are. So, any questions, guys? We've ran 5 minutes over, but we kind of gave you some insight on what to go talk to some sellers.
Yeah, the Title Security website has a great net sheet.
I love the cost sheet. Every offer I get for a seller, I send them a cost sheet. I will create a cost sheet for each offer if I need to. But it's also good just to do it on an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
You know, offers like Hughes, Smiths, Tony's, what their offer.
Somebody had it during one of our, I don't know which meeting it was, somebody had included a Google Sheet that had a really good comparison on it.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I'll look.
I can share it with you. I think I have it.
Yeah, just download it and send me the copy if you will.
I think it's on my Google Drive, so I can just share it from there if it is. I'll look.
Yeah, Jesse showed us how to embed the Title Security cost sheet into our either a landing page, or we could put it in our website. So it was pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
have that on my website.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it is Tuesday. It is Purple Shirt Tuesday. For those of you who remembered, I love you even more today. You look fantastic and stunning in your purple shirts. For those of you who forgot, guess what? 7 days. You can try it again.
We have a
Beautiful
meeting
thing
in
about purple
24
shirts is-
minutes. I have time to change.
Yes, you do. And I'm going to see you again on video later, I'm sure. And I'm like, hey, purple shirt. I love it, guys. Well, thank you so much for being part of my family, making me feel good every morning. I hope we've brought in some value to you. So go out there, do some great things today. If you need some help, I'm here for you. For those of you that are in my competition for PC, submit your offers. Already got one offer in. Some bonus points were already earned. High five, Miss Robin, for being number one.
I started mine. So.
Thank you,
Speed to lead
Dan.
is a good thing, guys. Speed to lead. Remember that.
Can I send you my listing agreement to check before Friday?
Absolutely. Are you doing it in Command or .loop?
I'm gonna do it in Command.
That a girl. Download it, send it to me, and I'll review it for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye, guys and gals.